Hey everyone, what we're going to do today is a bluegill imitation swim jig. This is a subscriber request. Um, they wanted something the person wanted to see something that mimicked the bluegill in his area, and it just so happens I have a pattern that'll work for that. I call this summer sunfish. In the vise, we have a 1/4 ounce Trocar Pro Swim Jig. It's got a 3/0 Mustad 32 796 hook in it. We're going to get started with some red 210 denier flat wax nylon thread. And the reason I'm using red, you don't have to. It's just to add just a little flash of color, just something a little different. I think it helps sometimes. So we're going to get our base on. And the first thing I'm going to do, this is going to be a 40 strands, and the strand counts are going to be strange, but this is, I believe the color, what's it called now? I have it written down somewhere. Oh yeah, it's called pale blue pepper. When I bought this stuff, it was called Carolina blue, and I see it also called sexy blue. But I'm gonna put the links in the description box along with my email address that you can contact me with questions or anything regarding this. If you need some help, I'm here. So this is going to be 15 strands of the pale blue pepper. We're going to have 8 strands of June bug. We're going to have 10 strands of white, and we're going to have 7 strands of the perch belly. I like a 40 strand skirt on a swim jig. I don't want a real heavy skirt. So we're going to start off here with the pale blue pepper. And you want to know the distance, just pinch it in the middle and see where the two ends are, and that's where you want to tie in at. That's how I always do like these swim jig type of patterns. If I'm using thread, that's what I do. Wire tie is a little easier. So I can get my pale blue pepper, and I won't want it all the way around. I want it just about halfway. And that works. And while I have it up in this position, I'm going to take my June bug. And we're just going to lay that over top, as close to the middle as we can get it. We're going to put a thread wrap, spread it out, not a lot, because we want the purple on top, this June bug color. I could move that a little bit. There. Now we got our 2 colors in. We're going to do the bottom. We're going to take our 10 strands of white, same way. Just lay it over. And again, I want this to meet up with the skirt material on the sides. Little overlap isn't bad because you don't want a seam, but I don't want to like white up on the top here or anywhere else, which is real nice when you're tying with thread because you can do a little bit better precise skirt placement. So now we have our white in. Now I'm going to take the perch belly. This orange belly you can do a couple different ways. I'm using white, and this perch belly is translucent. If you could see it there, it's a translucent orange with green and orange flake in it. It's pretty subtle. But when you put it against an opaque color, it shows up. I know with the lighting is bad, but it shows up pretty well. If I was going to put pearl on here instead of white, I would probably go with a solid orange color. I like doing that, putting opaques with the translucent color. Just seems to, it's a little more subtle, but I like it that way. It's a little more natural, I think. Whether the fish thinks so or not, I'm not sure. So we got our perch belly in there. Now we're just going to finish up the collar and we'll be done. Very simple swim jig. You want to put some pressure on here because that's what's going to create your flare. That's another thing with, I think, with the thread, with a jig like this, you can control the flare. You can get as much or as little as you want. Wires like that, once you get used to the wire tying's pretty easy. But I think it's, if I'm doing like 2 colors, then I'll wire tie. It's quicker. But when I do a couple, like 4 or 5 different colors in a skirt, I like using the thread. I also like being able to add a little flash of color under there. And 6. We're going to add a weed guard to this too, so you can see how it comes out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's the only problem is that skirt material you have to push over the thread, but no big deal. Take my nipper there, and we're going to use Loctite super glue brush on for our head cement. That's that. Take our scissors and we'll cut the ends of our skirt. Make sure we get it all. That's done. We get our weed guard and our Loctite super glue gel. And we'll put some of that in here. So I get the skirt material out of the way. And we'll take our clear weed guard. And we'll get it in. And there it is. Summer sunfish. Some white, a little bit of orange on the belly, purple, and this powder blue. Works really well. An excellent sunfish pattern anytime you have those red-breasted sunfish, pumpkin seeds, shell crackers. That'll work. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.